The story of Prophet Daoud unfolds amidst the trials of the Israelites, a people striving to uphold Allah's covenant under the leadership of King Jalut, known as Saul. Jalut, a towering figure chosen by Allah, led his army against a formidable foe. Jalut, or Goliath, a giant warrior whose forces had long oppressed the Israelites. The impending battle was a crucible that would determine the fate of the nation. As Jalut's army marched toward the battlefield, he issued a divine test, warning his men, "Allah will challenge you at a river. Those who drink freely from it are not with me, but those who refrain, taking only a sip from their hands, are truly with me." Despite this clear command, many soldiers succumbed to thirst, gulping the river's water. Only a small band, steadfast in faith, passed the test, crossing the river to face Jalut's mighty army. The faithful few, now drastically outnumbered, gazed upon Jalut's forces and felt despair creep into their hearts. "How can we stand against such a host?" they lamented. Yet the believers among them, certain of Allah's promise, rallied their spirits, declaring, "Many a small force has overcome a great army by Allah's will. Allah stands with those who persevere." United in purpose, they turned to their Lord, supplicating with fervor, "O Allah, grant us steadfastness, make our steps firm, and deliver us victory over those who deny you." With this prayer, they steeled themselves for the confrontation, their trust in Allah unshakable. On the battlefield, Jalut loomed like a mountain, his armor glinting under the sun, his presence radiating terror. A seasoned warrior, he knew no Israelite dared challenge him. Confident of an easy victory, he bellowed a challenge, "Send forth a champion to face me in single combat." The Israelites froze, their courage faltering. King Jalut, watching his men cower, grew desperate. In a bid to inspire bravery, he offered an extraordinary reward, the hand of his cherished daughter, Michal, in marriage, along with wealth and honor. Yet fear gripped the army, and none stepped forward. The silence was deafening, Jalut's heart heavy with embarrassment, as his soldiers shrank from the giant's shadow. Then from the ranks, a young man emerged, slender, untested in battle, his face alight with determination. Laughter erupted from Jalut's army, and Jalut's soldiers shook their heads in disbelief. This was Daoud, a shepherd from Bethlehem, unknown to the battlefield, but known to Allah.
"I have slain a lion that threatened my father's flock and wrestled a bear to protect the sheep. Allah, who guarded me then, will guide me now."
Then from the ranks a young man emerged, slender, untested in battle, his face alight with determination. Laughter erupted from Jalut's army, and Jalut's soldiers shook their heads in disbelief. This was Daoud, a shepherd from Bethlehem, unknown to the battlefield, but known to Allah. Jalut, moved by the boy's audacity, hesitated, fearing Daoud was no match for Jalut. But Daoud stood resolute, recounting his past triumphs. "I have slain a lion that threatened my father's flock, and wrestled a bear to protect the sheep. Allah, who guarded me then, will guide me now." His words carried the weight of conviction, and he added, "Judge me not by my youth, for my strength lies in Allah's might." Touched by Daoud's faith, Jalut relented, saying, "Go, brave one, and may Allah protect you." Jalut adorned Daoud with heavy armor and a gleaming sword, but Daoud, accustomed to the open fields, felt constrained.
"Judge me not by my youth, for my strength lies in Allah's might."
His words carried the weight of conviction. Touched by Daoud's faith, Jalut relented, saying,
"Go, brave one, and may Allah protect you."
Jalut adorned Daoud with heavy armor and a gleaming sword, but Daoud, accustomed to the open fields, felt constrained. He shed the armor, setting aside the sword, and armed himself only with a sling, a leather pouch of pebbles, and a wooden staff.
"How will you face a giant with mere stones?"
"Allah, who delivered me from wild beasts, will shield me from this tyrant."
As he stepped onto the battlefield, Jalut's mocking laughter boomed.
"Have you come to play, boy, or to meet your end? One swing of my sword will sever your head."
"You wield steel, but I come in the name of Allah, Lord of the Israelites, whose laws you defy. Today, Allah's will shall prevail, not your blade."
With unwavering focus, Daoud loaded a pebble into his sling, his eyes fixed on Jalut. He swung, and the stone sword cutting through the air with divine precision. Before Jalut could react, the pebble struck his forehead, blood streaming from the wound. The giant staggered, then collapsed, lifeless, felled by a single stone. Silence gripped the battlefield, followed by a roar of triumph from the Israelites. Jalut's army, stunned by their leader's fall, realized Allah's power. In panic, they fled. And the Israelites, fueled by years of oppression, pursued, reclaiming their honor with a decisive victory granted by Allah. Before Jalut could react, the pebble struck his forehead, blood streaming from the wound. The giant staggered, then collapsed, lifeless, felled by a single stone. Silence gripped the battlefield, followed by a roar of triumph from the Israelites. Jalut's army, stunned by their leader's fall, realized Allah's power. In panic, they fled. The Israelites, fueled by years of oppression, pursued, reclaiming their honor with a decisive victory granted by Allah. Daoud's feat transformed him into a hero overnight. True to his word, Jalut wed his daughter Michal to Daoud and named him a chief advisor, setting him on the path to leadership. Yet, Daoud's heart remained humble. Seeking solitude, he retreated to the desert, reflecting on Allah's mercy and glorifying him. There, Allah bestowed upon him prophethood, entrusting him with the Zabur Psalms, a scripture of divine praise. Allah also gifted Daoud unique miracles. When he recited the Zabur in his melodious voice, mountains echoed his hymns, birds joined in chorus, and trees swayed in worship, a symphony of creation glorifying Allah. Daoud, ever devout, made every moment an act of devotion, his life a testament to submission. As a prophet and warrior, Daoud's influence grew. His strategic brilliance in battle earned him renown, but his piety set him apart. Soldiers once approached him, lamenting the weight of their iron armor which hindered their movements. While pondering this, Daoud, holding a piece of iron, found his fingers molding it as if it were clay, a miracle from Allah. He crafted lightweight chainmail, revolutionizing warfare and easing his army's burden. Across the kingdom, Daoud's courage, wisdom, and devotion won the people's hearts, surpassing even Talut's stature. This shift stirred envy in Talut's heart. Michal, sensing her father's growing resentment, tearfully warned Daoud. "My father fears your popularity and may harm you." Deeply troubled, Daoud prayed for Talut's heart to soften, seeking no conflict. Soon after, Jalut summoned Daoud, announcing that their enemy, Canaan, was amassing forces to overthrow the kingdom. He ordered Daoud to lead the army, demanding victory or no return. Suspecting a trap, Daoud placed his trust in Allah and marched forth. His forces clashed with Canaan's, and through Allah's aid, they triumphed. Daoud returned unscathed, but Talut's jealousy only deepened, leading him to plot Daoud's death. Michal uncovered the scheme and urged Daoud to flee. Gathering provisions, he mounted his camel and sought refuge in a cave where he hid for days. His brothers and loyal followers rallied to his side, forming a steadfast band.
Without Daoud, Talut's reign faltered. He ruled with tyranny, oppressing scholars, punishing Torah observers, and terrorizing his army, eroding his support. Enraged, Jalut gathered his forces to hunt Daoud. Learning of their approach, Daoud chose confrontation over flight. Under cover of night, he infiltrated Talut's camp, finding the king asleep. Taking Talut's sword, he cut a piece of his garment, then woke him. "O king, I bear you no malice. I could have slain you, but my mission is peace, not vengeance. Here is your garment's edge as proof." Humbled, Jalut recognized his error, seeking Daoud's forgiveness, and peace was restored. Years later, Jalut fell in battle, and the Israelites unanimously chose Daoud as king. His reign ushered in an era of justice and prosperity, balancing the roles of prophet and ruler with unwavering dedication. Unlike many kings, Daoud sustained himself by crafting and selling weapons, relying on his labor rather than the kingdom's wealth. His recitations of the Zabur captivated all, drawing humans, animals, and nature into worship, a divine harmony that echoed Allah's glory. One day, as Daoud prayed in his chamber, two men scaled the walls, startling him. "Fear not," they said, "we seek your judgment in a dispute." One explained, "My brother has 99 ewes, while I have one. He demands mine, overpowering me with words." Daoud, without hearing the other side, declared, "He has wronged you. Many oppress their partners, except the righteous few." The men vanished, and Daoud realized this was a divine test, exposing his haste. Prostrating, he sought Allah's forgiveness, and Allah granted him greater wisdom. Daud's legacy extended to his son Suleiman, one of his 19 children, blessed with extraordinary insight. At 11, Suleiman joined Daoud in resolving disputes. When a farmer complained that another's sheep had devoured his vineyard, Daoud ruled, "Give your sheep to the farmer for his loss." Suleiman interjected, "May I suggest another way? Let the farmer take the sheep's wool and milk until his vineyard recovers, while the shepherd tends the field. When the grapes regrow, they exchange back." Daoud, awestruck, praised Allah, saying, "O Suleiman, your wisdom is a gift from Allah." When Daoud passed, thousands mourned, including priests and scholars, under a scorching sun. Suleiman, gifted with command over animals, summoned birds to shade the mourners until Daud's burial. This act marked Suleiman's rise, succeeding his father as king and prophet, guiding the Israelites to Allah's truth. Prophet Daoud, a warrior, poet, and servant of Allah, lived a life of humility despite his power. His story teaches us to anchor our hearts in Allah, letting neither wealth nor success veil our purpose. His faith reminds us that all worldly gains belong to Allah, and true success lies in constant remembrance and justice. May we strive to emulate his devotion, seeking Allah's pleasure above all. Thank you for joining us, brothers and sisters. If this tale of Prophet Daoud inspired you, like and subscribe for more stories of faith. May Allah guide us to follow the Prophet's examples. And until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.